Hi ladies, I apologize for the video coming out so far after I completed your grading this morning. I feel like I have duct taped my Tuesday together with errands and running around, so I did your discussion board grading this morning when I got up, and then my day completely got hijacked by life. So in the span of the time I graded your discussion boards, I taught my undergraduate leadership course at the local health science college here. And then my husband and I went and bought a car. So I've had a busy day. We're a big Honda family. So we took my cross tour, which I have loved for 7 years, almost 7 years. And we took a look at a Honda Accord. So clearly we're staying in the Honda family. And my husband fell in love with the Honda Accord more than I did. So technically we traded in my car, and now we have two cars that he likes. So he's a happy husband, and for those of you that are married, appreciate the value of a happy husband. I've had a long day, so please forgive the disjointed delivery of your gradient feedback, and then my hello, how are yous. I love that a specific verse was cited more than any others in your discussion boards. This is the one that I read the most. Joshua 1 verse 9. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Personally, that verse has an enormous amount of comfort to it, and it's one of my go-to verses when I'm really seeking to have full confidence that God is with me, especially when I'm in a yucky place. So I was so delighted to read that so many of you connected that verse from Joshua with the concept of will. So we know our authors felt that with trust and courage and passion and energy and personal discipline, that all of those things worked in concert to give leaders hope for the future. I loved how, without meaning to, Porter O'Grady and Malik tucked into the Christian worldview. And what a beautiful synergy that was. So I really appreciated how you thought about how those two worlds collided and your ability to process that. From an APA, from a formatting standpoint, you guys are doing a fantastic job. You are really supporting your ideas, and you're using professional sources to do so. Perhaps I should say, while Romper Room is going on behind me, the puppies have been in the crate all afternoon. So the wrestling that's going on is, yay, I'm out of the crate. So if it gets unwieldy, I promise I will put them in timeout. So that's the long and the short of it for this week. You guys did a great job. Enjoyed reading it. Your final steps that you're going to be working on in week 8, which is this week. Your Practicum log 3, make sure your time log is all tight, that it's got the right courses, the right time, that you've got at least 50 hours covered, and that they're all properly calculating. Your log 3 should reflect improvement from log 1 and log 2. You should be getting better at pulling all these pieces together. If you have questions or concerns, please reach out to me. In your Typhon system, there are evaluations that get pushed out from the system. While the preceptor and site go to you and your self-evaluation go to you, your preceptor gets to do an evaluation for you. I know you did this in 623. Know that it is your responsibility to follow up with your preceptor and make sure that evaluation is done, and that they've done it on time. So Friday, by the close of business, all those things should be in. If those things aren't in, if your practicum log is incomplete, if your evaluations aren't done, you will not have a grade that can be posted until those things have been done. So please be thoughtful about that. I don't want to stress you or make you overwhelmed, but these are things you should keep up with. The other evaluation that I would request that you do is your course evaluation. It's not required. I won't know whether you've done it or not, but I value your feedback. It is always my hope that I will continue to polish and improve the course so that it becomes meaningful or more meaningful, or even maybe more effective for the next group of students. If things have gone well for you, things that you enjoyed, that feedback is valuable too. Don't mess with this. I really like this. This was not so fabulous. Value all the feedback. So take the time to do that, and know that feedback is welcomed. The last thing you've got is your paper that is comparing the principles and tenets of Porter and Malik and O'Brien. I talked a lot about this last week, so I'm not going to repeat that. Know that if you are doing this well, you are not giving me a summary of the tenets and the principles. You are comparing and contrasting how they are similar and how they're dissimilar. And know that not all of these principles and tenets are going to be in your paper. Okay, there may be some that just don't fit anywhere. That's okay. But you need to cover a pretty good section for both areas to have a pretty developed paper. Okay, so you should be spending a good amount of time doing your own analysis and building towards that paper and using the majority of them, not all of the principles and tenets, in a comparing and contrasting. Follow the rubric and make sure you're answering the questions. Most people are highly successful with this paper because the tenets and the principles lend themselves to each other. There's a lot of overlap. Where people get tangled up is they're not organized. They don't use level heading, so their paper begins to wander and get unwieldy, and APA formatting bites them. So be attentive to detail. Once you've written your paper, let it rest and relook at it the next day for APA grammar and formatting. Okay. This will be my last feedback video to you. It's been my experience that after week 8, after all your paperwork is done, you all have pieced out and moved on to 625. So I don't normally do a feedback video at the end of week 8. What you will get is an email from me that says, hey folks, all your grades are in. I normally give you a day or two before I post final grades in our management system. So be on the lookout for the email that says, hey, all my grading is done. Go in, make sure you don't have any questions before I post a final course grade. Okay, I think that's it. I am fairly sure that I have piles of things that I now need to go clean out of the new car because they were in the old car and they don't fit in the new car now. And it is 9:08 and I'd really rather have a cup of tea and read a book. Okay. Know that I'm thinking about you. I have thoroughly enjoyed having you all in the course. I've learned a lot from what you shared and your own experiences. So know that you have my praises and my blessings and my good thoughts for you. Let me know how I can serve you for the rest of this week. And know that as you move through the MSN program, if there is any way that I can support you, know that I am more than willing, even when you move out of the course. Y'all take good care. Good night.